Who are some famous pacifists? Have you ever wondered who has stood up against violence and war throughout history? Let's take a closer look at some famous pacifists who have shaped ethical thought and inspired movements for peace. Pacifism is a belief that rejects violence as a way to resolve conflicts. It emphasizes respect for human life and the idea that everyone has intrinsic worth. One of the most influential pacifists is Mahatma Gandhi. His philosophy of nonviolence guided his leadership in India's struggle for independence from British rule. Gandhi believed that moral force and peaceful resistance could create social change. His approach set a powerful example for ethical action and inspired many around the world. Another notable figure is Leo Tolstoy, the Russian writer and moral philosopher. After experiencing the horrors of the Crimean War, he became a pacifist. Tolstoy drew inspiration from the teachings of Jesus, particularly the Sermon on the Mount. He argued that love and nonviolence are central to living a moral life. Albert Einstein is often remembered for his contributions to science, but he also spoke out against war. He used his public platform to advocate for peace and disarmament. Einstein's moral concern for the consequences of violence made him a prominent voice in the pacifist movement. The Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism, promotes peace and nonviolence as core ethical principles. He encourages dialogue and compassion as ways to address global conflicts. His teachings emphasize the importance of understanding and empathy in resolving disputes. Other famous pacifists include Émile Arnaud, who helped define pacifism and advocated for nonviolent conflict resolution. George Bernard Shaw defended pacifism using moral arguments, while James Keir Hardie, a socialist and union leader, criticized war on ethical grounds. In the United States, A.J. Muste was a leading pacifist who opposed war and social injustice from World War I through the Vietnam War. His work was deeply connected to his religious and moral beliefs. These individuals demonstrate that pacifism is not just a political stance but a way of living based on respect and empathy. Their lives show how moral principles can guide efforts to create a more just and peaceful world. Pacifism challenges us to consider the ethical costs of violence and seek alternatives that honor human dignity. This approach continues to influence discussions about how to address conflict and injustice in ways that align with moral values.